What happens if a nuclear bunker collapses? Have you ever wondered what would happen if a nuclear bunker, built to protect people from the horrors of nuclear war, were to collapse? During the 1960s, the nuclear arms race created a climate of fear and uncertainty. Bunkers were constructed as a shield against nuclear explosions and fallout. They were typically built underground, featuring thick reinforced concrete walls designed to withstand immense pressure. But what if one of these bunkers failed? A collapse could occur due to several reasons. The shock waves from a nearby nuclear explosion could cause structural failure. Seismic activity could also play a role, as could the long-term degradation of materials. If a bunker were to collapse, the consequences would be dire. First, there is the immediate danger of physical injury or death from crushing. Falling debris could seriously injure or kill those inside. Unlike buildings above ground, underground bunkers have limited escape routes, making it hard for anyone to get out. Next, there is the risk of entrapment and suffocation. A collapse would trap survivors under rubble, cutting off access to air. Even if the bunker had air filtration systems, these would become useless if the structure is compromised. Without proper ventilation, oxygen levels would quickly drop, leading to suffocation. Another serious concern is the loss of life-sustaining supplies. Bunkers were stocked with food, water, and sanitation supplies for extended stays, often up to 30 days. A collapse could block access to these resources, leaving survivors without essentials. In addition, a collapse could lead to increased radiation exposure. Bunkers were designed to shield occupants from radiation fallout. If the protective barriers were breached, survivors could be exposed to dangerous levels of radiation, increasing the risk of acute radiation sickness and long-term health issues. Communication breakdown is another critical factor. Bunkers housed communication equipment to coordinate with outside rescue efforts. Structural damage could disable these systems, isolating survivors and delaying help. In the context of the 1960s, nuclear bunkers represented both hope and anxiety. They were a physical manifestation of civil defense efforts during a time of widespread fear about nuclear conflict. The idea was that these shelters would provide a fighting chance for survival if nuclear chaos erupted. However, the reality was that these bunkers had limitations. The risk of collapse was one of many vulnerabilities. Many civil defense programs focused on hastily built fallout shelters stocked with basic supplies. Comprehensive, blast-hardened bunkers were rare and expensive. President John Fitzgerald Kennedy supported a national shelter program modeled after Switzerland's extensive system. However, after his assassination, such efforts were curtailed, leaving many Americans with only rudimentary protection. In practical terms, a bunker collapse would mean that the very refuge designed to protect people could become a death trap. This highlights the fragile nature of Cold War-era civil defense measures and the fears that shaped the 1960s mindset. While bunkers offered hope and a sense of preparedness, their failure in a collapse scenario would be catastrophic, reflecting the harsh realities behind the era's nuclear anxieties.